Only one Indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration. There is only one Indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It's been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever. There is only one Indigenous broadcaster.
Land of the rising sun, we love and cherish, beloved homeland of our brave heroes. We must defend our lives, or we shall perish. We shall protect our hearts from all our foes. But if the prize is death for all we hold dear, then let us die without a shred of fear. Held to Biafra, consecrated nation, oh fatherland, peace be our solemn pledge. Defending thee shall be our dedication. Spilling our blood will count our privilege. Now waving standard which emboldened thee free shall always be our flag of liberty. We shall emerge triumphant from this ordeal, and through the crucible unscathed we'll pass. When we are poised the wind of battle to heal, we shall remember those who died in mass. Then shall our trumpets peal the glorious song of victory. We score might and wrong. Oh God, protect us from dying in pitfall. Guide all our movements, lest we go astray. Give us the Hail Biafra.
Yes, of course, Biafra is us, and we cannot do without Biafra. Mazemefo will always say Biafra is our heritage. I will say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you good night, depending on your time zone. As always, this is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio Station, which is actually the embodiment of the pro-Biafran group under the auspices of the de facto customary government of Biafra land, headed by Alhaji Asare Dokubo and deputized by our sister Rita Nemoko. Of course, we have the executive or implementation committee as well as the parliamentary, which are the advisory body. And we have our brothers and sisters, noble men and women out there who are part of this parliament. Of course, not quite long ago, the code of governance was for the first time introduced to the public. And I want to believe that in the nearest future, this will be a very unique piece of document that will be in the hands of every Biafran. And of course, you will have the privilege to make your own positive input regarding the issue of Biafra restoration and the collective emancipation of the component nation that make up Biafra. It's a long journey, we understand, but our duty is to make sure we cut all edges to get there on time. And so I acknowledge all of them, members of the Biafra Nation Alliance. I continue telling you, You choose rather to stand alone than to be compromised. We understand a position where it takes God for one to be able to stand in between the gap of the atrocity going on in our land, or then you hide. Of course, for some genuine reason, some decide to play mature. You know, they call it maturity. When an elder sees something wrong, they play mature and pretend they didn't see it. But at the end of the day, when the children begin to suffer for it, the elder will begin to shout. And that is why in most cases, everybody is almost losing their head. But you understand the need, irrespective of woman or greeting or any other accolade may be given to you. You choose to stand your ground. You are highly appreciated, and Biafrans acknowledge your efforts. Understand it is not an easy task to play along in a time like this, but yet you are there. I want to acknowledge other pro-Biafran group who are working assiduously, sincerely behind the curtain, the Dauniali and the rest of them. Of course, Uchenna Asibu, working very hard and tirelessly. At the same time, I will acknowledge the indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, our misguided brothers who have not realized the level of damage they have done to the Biafra restoration project. You see, they are there on the platform now. The only thing they know how to do is, you are crazy, you are mad. They are embossing every coordinator now in Biafra land. Get ready, get ready. We are going to Abuja. Hausa Fulani is waiting for all of you there. And make sure that there are backup plans to save you. Because those of you who are about to die, we salute you. You cannot reason properly. By this time, I think we all should be able to know the next turn to take. And so go ahead, begin to curse everybody, insult everybody. Because that is your cause. But quite unfortunate, we are your destiny and we are your doom. You will understand the implications sooner or later. I want to acknowledge, of course, men and women who are out there who choose to identify with the people of Biafra in a time like this. You should not have even bothered yourself, but yet you are there. Sincerely, I can only say that your heart desires and expectation will not be cut short. Do not forget that the reason why we are here today is because men and women took that initiative to look for how to amend the errors of our ways. Mazimefo, like I said, is the anchorer of this platform. He actually hailed from Abatete in Anambra State. He is the man who told us he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. And so we followed him. And if tomorrow he become corrupt, and then we improvise. Nnamdi Kanu told us he will not sell us. He sold us. And most of you saw it. From men of God to women of idol to Sabbatarian and Rabatarian, intellectual politician, all of you saw it. But we are documenting your response to everything that is going on. And then we can only begin to consider, how does your family look like? What kind of morality do you give to your children? And you think you can be corrupt and then your children somehow is going to be like Angel Gabriel? It will shock you how fast they are able to learn and articulate even more than you. Because the children of this generation, their IQ is unbelievable. And so a snake cannot give birth to a goat. And so we begin to prolong, we begin to sustain the lineage and generation of dishonest intellectual individuals all around Biafra land. God will not agree. By the grace of God, I remain George ONYIBE, and I hail from Anyoma province, Agbo to be precise, in Delta State. And every piece of land in Delta State is Biafra land. We have a mission on this platform. is not our intention to undermine anybody, to castigate anybody, to relegate anybody to the background. It is not our intention to use vulgar languages. It is not our intention to make you feel bad. Honestly, if we have done that, knowingly or unknowingly, by omission or commission, deliberately or ignorantly, and honestly, on behalf of every genuine Biafran who must have done that, we ask you to forgive us. Not because you are in the position to ask for that forgiveness, but because that is the right thing to do. We ask you to forgive us. And of course, reframe your mindset and evaluate what will stand to fight against. It has to take different tongues and approach. And that is why Paul Apostle admonished Timothy. He admonished the early Christians about the nature of the warfare they are involved in, they are engaged in. He admonished them to understand the implication of the word of God as a weapon. He said the word of God is for rebuke. The word of God is for correction. The word of God is for instruction. The word of God is for exaltation. That the people of God, that the men of God, that the children of God, that the daughters and the sons of God may be thoroughly equipped for the task ahead. And so if I rebuke you, believe me, it doesn't come in a melodious signs or song. You rebuke with harsh tone. You rebuke in a very unpleasant manner. And that is why the Bible also encourages us and say, rebuke not an elder. Because it's not very palatable. But then he said, rebuke. And sometimes we come here to rebuke, sometimes we come to instruct, sometimes we come to correct, sometimes we come to exhort. But our ultimate goal and target is that we get ourselves back intact and become functional. Functional in the society where we come from, functional in the organization where we belong to, functional in our homes, and of course, to the benefit of the global community. This having been said, we go to our topic this evening, which is simply titled, Biafrans can only be restored through the intelligent warfare. If Biafra has to be restored, it has to be through intelligent warfare. And I can only pray tonight that the Creator himself will guide the line of my thought and open your understanding that you may be able to behold the wonderful truth in this very message. If indeed we can't be able to restore Biafra, we must understand that it will only be restored through the intelligent warfare. As the title implies, intelligent warfare, there is need for us to consider the in-depth meaning of warfare in addition with intelligence. I said the only way Biafra can be restored is that we need to engage the Nigerian state and every other beneficiary or interested party in the sustainability of one Nigeria through intelligent warfare. And then if we follow them systematically, it is important that we first of all understand the meaning of intelligent and then as well as the meaning of warfare. Intelligence have been defined in many ways. Sometimes it is referred to the capacity for abstraction, capacity for logic, the capacity for understanding, the capacity for self-awareness, the capacity for learning, the capacity for emotional knowledge, the capacity for reasoning, having the capacity of planning, the capacity of creativity, the capacity of critical thinking, and of course the capacity of problem solving. This three put together is what intelligent means. And so when they say this man, this woman, this person is intelligent, they are simply telling you that the person have all this capacity to make these things happen. And you see, it's not going to be Oshobe movement. It's not going to be Egumuna. Honestly, it is going to be people who understand what life is all about. Intelligent does not necessarily mean you are a graduate, you are a doctorate degree, you are a philosopher, you are intellectual, you are a monarch, you are a president, a governor, you are very old, you are no. In the absence of these particular characters manifesting from you, checkmating all the excesses, all the shenanigans, I can tell you are not an intelligent person. Maybe half intelligent. And then if we go on to look at warfare, it then implies engagement in or the activities involved in a war conflict. And so, like I said, to restore Biafra this time around, it's not going to be through war, but through intelligent warfare, which means having all the mentioned attributes, qualities and characters. You must be able to engage. Any activity you get yourself involved, you should be able to engage them in that dimension, in that process of conflict, in that war. In other words, in every of the activity regarding the Biafra restoration project, there is dire need for us to engage the Nigerian state activities by applying our intelligent capacity for abstraction, logic, understanding, self-awareness, learning, emotionally, knowledge, reasoning, planning, creativity, being intellectually honest, critical thinking, and problem solver. If time would have permitted me, it will be very fine I take all of these qualities and explain them one after the other. But I can assure you we will not live here today. And so let's move on. That will be a case study for another day. This is because when it comes to critical reasoning, the Nigerians do not have the base nor the foundation to win in such arena, as they have demonstrated time without number. When you come to the issue of Nigeria, looking at it critically, they don't have what it takes to fight intelligently. They do not have the base, they do not have the foundation to win in such arena. Just look at people who held or occupy offices of high repute, those who stand at the corridor of power. If you engage them in any discussion, you see how loose they are. They may answer professor and the rest of it, but you see they are not actually equipped to fight intelligently. And that is why most of them have the solution to Nigerian problem, but because they are not intelligent, properly articulated, or ready to demonstrate all the characters that makes up an intelligent man, they continue to drag Nigeria into the mud. They make the people suffer. Let me digress a little bit. Today, Nigerian and our leader, and maybe inclusive of the handlers, are working very hard to impoverish every Nigerian, most especially the people of Biafra as a target. And you see, when they sit down to discuss issues of that nature, they tell themselves, let us impoverish them. because they have money. That is why they are using Facebook. Let us ban Twitter. Let us do this. Let us do that. Let us suffer them. I think where they cannot feed, is it data they are going to be able to buy? And they will say it's true, it's true. You know, one of them insulted me on social media. I was very bad. Let's raise an embargo. Let's make sanction. And so supposedly intelligent individual, they will shut down Twitter. They are making deliberate effort to shut down Facebook and other social media. They will remove internet, and so they leave everybody in darkness. And then they create another technology that enables them to need a password, and so they can subscribe and then have access and their colleagues to the social media platform. They understand this will not enhance the development of a country. They are fully aware that these activities or this action will drag the nation backwards in every area. But because they are not very intelligent, but though they pretend to be, it doesn't matter. Everybody can go to hell. It doesn't matter. If Buhari was an intelligent man, if any other person you are seeing today you praise, from Obasanjo to the rest of them, who are first-hand custodians of the debts recorded in the name of answering one Nigeria, they would have understood that this is not about the resources in Nigeria, but this is about considering the position of those who are being afflicted. This is about understanding that this issue can be resolved. But I tell you, they are not very intelligent. And so they think one way. As far as Buhari for his lifetime can always be in charge of NNPC, why would he consider you? As far as Obasanjo can come and insult everybody, curse everybody, and walk away freely, why will he consider you? Of course, we know that Nigerians have allies who will support them with every necessary support that they need, every necessary acumen, which eventually is the ability to make good judgment and take quick decision. When it comes to critical reasoning and thinking, Nigerians, you know, do not have that base. They don't. But believe me, with proper equipping our representative, of course the people of Biafra, this battle, this war that is raging already, that is ongoing, we will win the Nigerian state flawless. From the beginning of every agitation as recorded in Biafra restoration, we have always been lured to engage the Nigerian state through a provocative or confrontational means, which has never actually worked for us. If you look at the issue of Biafra, from its inception to this very moment, we have always used one pattern to engage the Nigerian state. It's either through provocative actions or through confrontation. And it has not yielded any result. The Niger Delta Revolution, headed by Adakaburu, he decided to confront Nigeria. It was a confrontation. War was fought. People died. And at the end of the day, he lose. One way or the other, he was killed. And what he is looking for did not materialize. We all know the history. And then if we go back to the Niger Delta or Nigerian Biafra war rather, It was a case of provocation. That of Adakaburu was confrontation, because he confronted the Nigerian state out of provocation. But the issue of Nigerian Biafran war was an issue of provocation, and then somebody have to respond adequately. Dim Chukwemeka Odimegwu Ojukwu, alongside with his noblemen, were provoked by the activities of Nigerian state led by General Yakubu Gowon. And so what did they do? They confronted the situation. They call it police action. Police action, over 10 million people died. But of course, one way or the other, the people have to defend themselves. So many stories to review, so many truths to tell our children. If Ojukwu have declared the eastern region as a sovereign state, Biafra, and then they left, intelligently they were supposed to look at what actually led us to this point. What could be the best or possible means of resolving this crisis? No. Nigeria will not consider that. We cannot leave this country until we spill our blood. And then Ojukwu, on the other hand, may not have enough time to begin to gather ammunitions to fight war, as some say it is, but rather decide to confront the situation by every means necessary. And then we come and consider the shenanigan being exhibited by IPOB led by Nnamdi Kanu. You will see, it has not led us anywhere. Anywhere you go, you hear them tell you, we will kill you, we will massacre you, we will do this one, we will do that, we will do this. But it's not taking us anywhere to Biafra. Am I telling you that all these things may not be necessary? Of course they are. Both confrontation, both on the area of attacking the state and otherwise, they are all necessary, but they need to be deployed intelligently. Let me play some audio and maybe we'll be able to get it very clear why you must understand that this war is not going to be a confrontational war, but it requires something to be done intelligently. course, if it were to be restored, if Biafra were to be restored just by gun and bullet, if Biafra were to be restored by confrontation, if Biafra were to be restored in that manner, I'm not sure we'll still be here by now. Kill them, shoot them, destroy them. And most of us thought that is the way. And most of us still think that is the way to get Biafra. First of all, the General Nnamdi Kanu of Biafran Liberation IPONC Army, he's not been to the war before. And I'm very sure all his life, he has not fought with his mates for 1 hour. For 1 hour. And he has no idea what he says. But because he says it does not mean he has the capacity. Does he know how expensive war is? But if they bring this war upon us, are we going to run? No. We should not be the one initiating the process. We should not be the ones who are engaging these people to come and fight. It will not give us Biafra. Some of you were out there saying, if they arrest our leader, we will burn Nigeria. If they touch Nnamdi Kanu, we will burn Nigeria. Now they have arrested him. I'm not seeing any of you burning Nigeria. And now some are still saying, if they kill him, if they kill him, if they kill him, we will burn Nigeria. My God, you won't do anything. But I honestly pray they do not kill him. You need to witness the evil he has brought upon our people. And let's see if we will be able to make amends. And humble yourself. Because you are not aware does not mean it never happened. Because you somehow ignorantly fall into that trap cannot justify those actions. But I'm trying to make us understand that with this kind of confrontation, it is evidently clear that the president of Nigeria will never yield to political solution as requested by some parliamentary new generation Igbo leaders. They will never yield. As we have even opened up a means of defense for them. They are now playing the victim, while we are being played as the oppressor. This very statement, for instance, coming from Nnamdi Kanu, so many of them on social media, it disarmed us. We are the victim. Now the table is turning gradually to make it look as if we are the oppressors. Some of you went to Buhari and said we need political solution. With every evidence of Nnamdi Kanu activities with the Fulani Janjaweed, as he called them. Oh boy, then hold the guy for Brokoso. Then hold him for Brokos. Let me digress a little bit. When you have the issue of Niger Delta, when they come to a crossroad like this, they begin to destroy oil facilities. Looting will stop. Stealing will stop. Nigerian and her handlers will feel the impact economically and otherwise. Nigeria will have no option than to negotiate. Of course, every day they are working tirelessly to see that this very avenue will be shut down completely. They are looking for a way to make sure that the people of Niger Delta cannot shut down any facility in order to hold them hostage. But we shall see to that. But then you look at the issue of Nnamdi Kanu and IPONC. When they introduced their ESN and unknown government, they were busy killing their own people. Sit at home, destroy Igbo economic. sit at home, Riano Mado. Yes, sit at home, kill lawyers, kill doctor, kill carpenter, kill Okada people, destroy your people, kill all the police, kill all the army. All of them are Igbo people. The people who are looking for how to kill you. Somebody is looking for how to eat ant. The ant now went and jumped inside palm oil. Automatic frying now. We call it, is it crunchies? Oh. According to narratives, Fulani Janjaweed, they want to exterminate us. They want to kill our people. They want to wipe us out. And they are doing it systematically. And then what did you do? You gave them the sword. You said you create ESN. They begin to kill our people. You're doing the job for them. IPOB declares it at home Monday to Saturday. Hausa man is happy. Who is suffering it? Protests all over the world. Go to all the embassy. This war can only be won through intelligence. Not all these activities, all this talent display. How long is it going to take us to understand this? With this knowledge and understanding, we cannot be applying the same formula and expect a different result. It is therefore necessary that we change our pattern in engaging the Nigerian state and the global community through the intelligent warfare, quoting examples from the issues we have discussed already before now. If we take a little bit flashback, for Nigeria to gain independence from the hand of the British government, nobody died. It was through intelligent warfare. I think for the first time, Nigerians were able to reason. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe came forward, and his like from the Biafran region, Obafemi Awolowo and like-minded Yoruba from the western region, Tafawa Balewa, Amadu Bello, and their northern like-minded individuals, they teamed up. They fought intelligently. They wrote petition to the Queen of England, to the Parliament of Great Britain, and maybe other relevant international organizations who have a stake in the Nigerian campaign, or who could actually effect a positive change in the issue at hand. And of course, from one stage of observing protocol to another, Nigeria gained her independence. I must assure you that at the moment of independence, it is not in the best interest of the Britain to give Nigeria independence. And that is why even after how many years of independence, they still decide how we live, how we eat, how we drink, what kind of government we should run. They still decide everything about us. And so against their wish, without guns and bullets, these men were able to engage the British government. And whether it is half-big independent, whether it was a deceptive one, but at least we answer the independent. It becomes a sovereign state. If we follow this principle and then initiate those strategies, I tell you, Biafra will be here. One of the reasons we exist, I must tell you, that is the people of Biafra Nation Alliance. is to work in collaboration with the de facto customary government of Biafra to facilitate and to make it clear to our people that it's almost impossible to depend on guns and bullets in this project to restore Biafra. Rather, there is need to open up an interactive engagement and confrontation with those involved by assembling our intellectuals. We do have them. We have them from all walks of life. The confrontation this time must not be in form of provocation. Even though one way or the other, it is necessary to deploy some of these principles. But it's not on social media here we talk it, we see it now. But rather, this is the time where we must engage the global community, the stakeholders in the Nigerian state. We must open up an interactive engagement and confrontation with them. All of them. Somebody need to speak up from the floor of the Senate. Somebody from the parliament need to talk. The legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. Of course, Biafran extraction, they have a role to play. Nobody need to die. Nobody need to go to jail. We understand the challenges there. And that is why we say we need intelligent men. It requires intelligent people to be able to fight this very battle. I said earlier, one of the reasons the Biafra Nation Alliance, in collaboration with the de facto customary government, exists is to create this platform. And now, if any of our Senate, members of the House of the Representative, as the case may be, any of our governor, if you stand up today and you give your voice to what we are doing, if Father Mbaka was to be a senator, if Father Mbaka was to be a governor, and then he could confront the parliament with such hypocritical praise for Nnamdi Kanu, it's going to give a lot of members of the Senate a sleepless night. But they will just invite him, interrogate him, send him back. They know how to handle him. If he proves stubborn, they write to the Vatican City and they will put him in his place. If he resists, they turn him to native doctor. As simple as that. And so he may be intelligent in terms of his area of expertise, but not very intelligent one. One would have begin to wonder, when will our governors, our elites, supposedly political representative, when will they come out and begin to engage the Nigerian state in terms of discussion, confrontation, dialogue? It's almost impossible, but we can make it work, and the process is on already. If Governor Willie Obiano or Governor Ifeanyi Ukowa or Governor Onyeso Wike were to rise up today and say, no, we don't like what we are seeing in Nigeria, the constitution of Nigeria must be reviewed. Nigerians from the north are going to call or hold emergency meeting. They know something of this nature has not happened before. Something is certainly wrong. What do we do? Of course, the first thoughts or line of action that will come to their mind is indictment. It's indictment. They indicted all of you. We know that is why you cannot talk. You are a bulldog but no teeth. The next thing you will hear the Attorney General of Nigeria has said that Governor Barrister Onyeso Wike stole 20 million naira. And before you finish reading the headline, you will hear EFCC, ICPC, DSS have arrested Wike. They are going to divide him into three. And they are going to shrink him. He either refute his statement or he's going to die there. And the moment this happens, the media will blow it out. And then they will tell you, how do you see it? On interactive session on Nigerian station. Those of you who hate Wike will be there shouting, he's a criminal, let us kill him, let us crucify him. But his problem started because he wants to save you. And so almost all of them have been crippled and can do very little. And these are one of the reasons why the de facto customary government is working very hard to correct some of these mistakes. They say you must get involved in politics. It is not being a member of PDP, APC, PPQ, but it's about dominating our political space as Biafrans in the Nigerian state. Dominating our political arena as Biafran in the context of one Nigeria. If our politicians understand that most of those money they are receiving from backdoor are actually meant to indict them, those intelligent ones will not accept it. And that is why they cannot open dialogue. But I do not think every one of them have been indicted. But then he has to take a miracle. Onyibe would have fought for his removal because it was unconstitutional, illegal. But they never said anything. Yedioha would have gone to court and insist that I won this election, and so Hope Uzodinma should not be there. But of course they are holding him. And so when we talk about fighting intelligently, a lot of things is involved. Let's go back a little bit to pre-independent era. There was a stage in Nigeria where the North, the West, and the East were able to come together. Nnamdi Azikiwe was made the ceremonial president of Nigeria, and then with the support of Ahmadu Bello and Obafemi Awolowo, a committee was set up. Members from the three regions in Nigeria were nominated to be part of this committee, and they started traveling to the UK to discuss a lot of issues regarding the formation, regarding the way forward for Nigeria. This, if they had succeeded, will completely eradicate the influence of the British government in the Nigerian state. And they were not happy about it. But somewhere along the line, somebody played a very intelligent game. And there were mistrust among them. They begin to accuse Nnamdi Azikiwe for embezzlement. That all the money they contributed from the north, from the west, even from the east, that Nnamdi Azikiwe has embezzled them. He never had the privilege to defend himself. But this single act made every competent member nation that makes up Nigeria to go their separate ways. But I want to believe that the men around at that moment did not fight intelligently. That is why it's starting all over again. And so when we say we are going to fight intelligently at this very moment, what we are trying to say in effect is that we need to gather our people. We need to assemble ourselves. This is not about gun and bullet. This is not about harassing people. But this is about deploying the right strategy. Honestly, when IPOB started, everything we did was for a unique purpose, intelligently initiated until it was abused. When we talk about these intelligent people, we are talking about people who can logically explain situation and circumstance, who have understanding of self-awareness. You should be able to know your limit. Because you have the power to beat somebody up doesn't give you the right to do that. Self-awareness. Nnamdi Kanu in his time always fail on this aspect. You just take Kai or Guguru, you come radio and say, you rat in the cage, you idiot in UK. All of you, old men, shameless, criminals, rat, monkeys and babu. You will be singing, holy, holy, holy. But they fail to understand that most of these people came out voluntarily without any personal interest attached to it. Most of these people are older than his father and his mother. These people have feelings and emotion. These people can be hurt. These people sometimes need to be encouraged. And that is why we come out. I spare you. I spare you. If I catch you, I will kill you. Under my watch, they sold Radio Biafra. He lacks self-awareness. Because to him, he's general overseer. That is why instead of Nigerian and Buhari considering political solution, they say no, it is going to be judicial solution. Because they know that guy is going to get it hot. They've not given him charge. Trust Nigeria. With the level of evidence they have against him, first of all by his unknown gunmen that were arrested and preserved, still undergoing torture and confessing, they are singing very well. With the manner and attitude of his broadcast during the EndSARS and every other period, during the death of Ikoso and the rest of them, believe me, there is no judicial system in the world that will let him go. You know why he ran to Kenya? Because the same thing they did to grandson Adeyinka, that is what they would have done to him. Maybe that would have been better for him anyway. We need to begin to assemble our people because they are there. Those people who can learn. Nobody is perfect, but you learn. These are attributes of intelligent people. People who have emotional knowledge. You can hurt somebody, and so you have to treat them right to treat you right. People who can reason. Some people don't reason. They don't have what it takes to reason. That's why some things you don't do. Sometimes some people chat me and ask me very delicate and complex question. I just respond with a word. A single word that will enable me to defend what I have said in 101 ways without contradicting myself. Because I know that your question you are asking is a very delicate issue. Those who have the ability to plan, look at how many years, over a decade of shouting Biafra, Biafra. We are still shouting, give us roadmap. Where is the roadmap? How do we get it? Give us Biafra. How do we get it? We will go to sit at home. We will now referendum. We will now coalesce. We will now gather momentum. We will now analyze what Nigeria is doing to us. We already know. We already know. How do we get out of that mess? It requires men and women who can plan. Creative people. Critical thinker. And problem solvers. The problem we are facing in Biafra agitation stable at this moment, there are people who have what it takes to correct it. And they are still there. But maybe they are not very humble to initiate the process. Or better still, they may be intellectual, dishonest individuals. It is time that we assemble this group of intelligent Biafrans. who are mature, who are dedicated, who are secretives, who are influential, who are connected, well exposed, and available. This is the time to gather them. And where will be the best place for us to bring them down? Honestly, tonight I suggest Biafra de facto customary government. They are on that tree already, and every Biafran need to get involved and rise up. In as much as war may be an option, as far as we are very ready and determined to defend ourselves when necessary, I think this is the time for us to take everything that we have and engage the Nigerian state and the people of interest regarding the creation of Nigeria. And I'm telling you, if we're able to get this right, a lot of things will begin to happen. I will stop here this evening and of course open our line for those who may want to make one or two contributions regarding what is happening in Biafra land, the position where we are right now, and of course our discussion tonight. Our lines are open. Our direct line, as always, is 081 221 52971. 081 221 52971. 081 221 52971 is our direct line. And then our WhatsApp line is 070 815 45642. 070 815 45642. And of course, if you cannot access any of the social media platform, the studio line, and you have access to my social media platform, you're free to call in any of them and make your contribution. The people of Biafra must rise and be ready to engage Nigeria intelligently, because this is the only option left. And of course, through that method, other strategies will be unveiled. So wherever you are now, I can assure you this is the platform where you can make positive change as far as you are a Biafra. Let us save the people trapped in this contraction called Nigeria. This is the time for our people to think intelligently, to be very secretive, because there are a lot of people who cannot come out directly, but somewhere along the line they need to come up, and you don't sell them out, you don't make them known until they feel they want to be known. Those who are influential, this is the time for you to come forward. Those Biafran that are well connected, this is the time for you to stand forward. Those of you who are exposed, you have access to the technical know-how. Those of you who are actually dependable, you don't betray your own. Those of you who are mature, genuine maturity. Those of you who can be dedicated. There are so many of you that I can begin to mention names, but it's not necessary on this stage. And of course, those of you who are available, this is the right time for us to move. This is the right time for us to take that shot by intelligently engaging the Nigerian state and the global community regarding the issue of Nigeria, whether be it constitutional amendment, whether be it devolution of power, whether it is the Bill of Rights, the resource control, whether it is the issue of regional autonomy, or whatever grammar we may choose, plebiscite or referendum, any grammar we want to choose. This is the time our approach, most especially as a people of Biafra, must change. The lines are open, like I said, and I will be back in a minute.
Respect to the Most High. Yeah. Biafra, the rising sun. Now hear me now.
Everywhere in the world, Biafrans are fighting for freedom. Freedom, yeah. Biafrans, we know what we want. Biafrans, we know what we need. All we want is Biafra. All we need is Biafra. Our leader have tell us the truth. Now we know who we are. Osaflani is killing Biafra. Yoruba is looking for 10%. The world are keeping silent. They are clean our people.
No more one Nigeria. The amalgamation is over. All we need is Biafra.
I'm not saying this because I'm a Biafra, but I'm thinking of the life we lose every time that cause killing innocent people, yeah, raping our women, yeah. Who doesn't know about the 10%? Who doesn't know about the oil well? Osaflani is killing Biafra. Yoruba is looking for 10%. The world are keeping silent. All we want is Biafra. We want to go home. Biafra.
Biafra, land of the rising sun. Bombo clan. There was good and evil and we chose good.
Yenegwa is calling Biafra. Anani saying Biafra. Ogoja is saying Biafra. Yenegwa is saying Biafra. Urobo is saying Biafra. Shekiri is saying Biafra. We want to go home. We want a freedom.
Yes, of course, we want to go home, we want our freedom, and this is the time to deploy, to engage all our intelligent instruments. Should I call them weapon or strategies? This is the time for all Biafrans to come on board and be part of this move. There are indiscriminate killing of our people. Some are out there writing already that Olo is at the verge of being exterminated because the people are being killed. The people, the youth in Olo, Imo State, are being killed. How are you going to stop it? The more you do unknown gunmen activities without wisdom, the more they're going to kill our people. The more you make certain confrontation provocatively, the more you expose the innocent civilian to untimely death. We know how many people are being assassinated on a daily basis. But the whole scenario has turned us who are the victim to look as if we are the ones perpetrating the evil. We now look like the oppressors. The Buhari in the first place, who do not have what it takes to stand before a competent court jurisdiction, is now the one telling you judicial solution. Why? Because something went wrong before now. And then Nnamdi Kanu was first arrested. And then his hands were clean. His hands were clean in the sense that they had nothing against him. Nobody was shouting judicial solution. And of course, nobody was interested in political solution. And now from the both angle, I think they find where their foot will land very firmly. And now we are hearing different grammar. But in the midst of all this, if you look closely, it looks like we are the one causing this problem. We don't even have the avenue to air our grievances, to register our displeasure regarding the current happening in the Nigerian state. Because somewhere along the line, we have engaged the situation. We have engaged the Nigerian state from the wrong angle. Most of you know what to do. You have what it takes. But for reason best known to you, maybe you think it's not yet time. Maybe you think the time is not right. But I tell you, it is time. And the time is right. Like I said earlier, our lines are open. And if there is no call coming, I will round up. And tomorrow, we'll continue from where we stop. There are a lot of issues that are at stake. There are a lot of informations or matters that are too high for some of us to handle. They require intelligent men. They require intelligent men. They require intelligent men and women to save our people from such predicament. And so at this moment, I will bring this very broadcast to an end, and I would say we must remain focused. We must remain dedicated. We must remain committed, because Biafra is our only hope. Biafra is our only hope. And so good night from here.